I was going for a 128. I got a 128. 4 miles until rest week. Ooh, it's slippery. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. After yesterday's 30-minute bike and 23K run, I'm a bit of a bitch today. I am not looking forward to this. I have a hour and 30-minute bike and then a 4-mile run, mostly at race pace. And I am literally counting down the hours until rest week starts tomorrow. After that workout, it happens. Oh, it is gonna happen. Glad you can join me on this sissy fit workout today. Loud today. And on tough gear. I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone today and give you my daily triathlon tips from the workout, because a friend of mine might be curling in our Manitoba provincial final. He's actually the best man in our wedding. And little known fact, I actually used to be a professional curler. At one time we were ranked 15th in the world. I don't curl anymore. I gave it up a couple years ago because I was actually having too much fun on YouTube and was spending my weekends doing that. But if he gets into the final, I want to be able to go and do that. So let's get this out of the way here. Somebody had the brilliant idea yesterday of sharing what my personal best times are in running races and triathlons, time trials in the pool. And I like that idea, to give you guys some context of where I'm coming from. I would say that I am an aggressive age group triathlete, and just recently an aggressively mediocre age group triathlete. Let's start with some times. Running, 5K road races, about a 19:02 is my personal best. 5K on the track, which is really your only true 5K, 19:20. Difference is because road races can lie, courses can be short, and your watch can lie to you. 10K, I've actually never really done a true 10K road race that I've been well trained for. I did a flub of one and just kind of entered it for fun on about 45 minutes notice last year and did 40-40. I'm convinced though that I've got a sub 40 in me, somewhere around a 39-20. Just need to enter one. Half marathons, just this past year. Finally cracked the 1 hour and 30-minute mark in half marathons and did a 1:28:06, I think. That was a good day. That was a really good race. Hot day, traction wasn't good. I was going for a 1:28, I got a 1:28, and most people's times were around 2 minutes off of where they thought they'd be. I had a happy race there. Very, very, very fulfilling race. I like that race. In the pool, we do 400-meter time trials, and my personal best there is 6:09 just a few weeks ago. In races, I think I've got a sprint 750-meter swim time of like 11:45, somewhere around there. That sounds right. Olympic, 24:01, and in the only half Ironman I've ever done. I'm convinced the course was long. Everyone was convinced the swim course was long at Superior Man last year. I think it was just under 31. I gotta check that out. Oh geez, 33:08. Yeah, that's why I thought it was long. Okay, first hard set of this bike is about to start. I'll check back in with you 20 minutes from now. I'll tell you the triathlon time PBs that I've had. All right. We got 2 20-minute intervals done, 1 left to go. My triathlon personal best go as follows. Sprint, somewhere around 1:07:40. Interestingly enough, my watch died right before that race, so I did that one by feel. Sprint you can do that with because you just hit 1 step shy of passing out and see if you can hold that. Olympic, 2:14:02. I think I also did that one without a watch. No, I had a watch for that one, but I didn't pay much attention to it. And half Ironman was, 4:46:46 at the Duluth Superior Man Triathlon last year. I've never done a full Ironman, but it's on tap. Thing is, when I want to do a full Ironman, I want to be able to race it, not just finish. I know that to be able to race it, probably need somewhere around 6 to 10 more hours a week that I can train in. So those are my triathlon personal bests. But there's something that is really key that you gotta know about those personal bests that allowed me to do them, because without any sort of structure, I was nowhere near that. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this last interval, and after that's done, while I'm cooling down, I'll tell you how I was able to bring my triathlon times down drastically, like hours in some cases. Okay, last interval is about to go. 9 more minutes and 4 more miles until rest week. Whew. Cool down here, and then on to the 4-mile run. 4 miles until rest week. What I'm getting at that's really important to know about those PB times that I've put up, it didn't start out like that. The first 3 seasons of triathlon that I went into, I was a mope, just a pure mope. I think my first sprint race was something like a 126, and it hurt so bad. My next Olympic distance race was a 254, and then I think maybe the next year I got faster and did a 124, but then I took a step back, did a Olympic distance race in 304, a half marathon in about 158. Times were anything but impressive. I was more than halfway down the field. I probably weighed about 180 pounds, but I slowly started chipping away at it. And the more I learned, the more structure I gave myself, faster I got, worked on my nutrition. But one of the biggest things that I did that allowed me to get faster was I said, you know what, I don't have the guts to go for 2 hours at my max in a half marathon or an Olympic distance race. I had to start slower, I had to start shorter. So I committed in about year 4, focusing on sprint distance races until I felt comfortable ramping up the distance and the speed. And being able to focus on that distance specifically, which builds a ton of speed, a ton of strength. I brought that 124 sprint distance down to about 114, and then 112, and then 111, and then 108, and then 107, and that took 3 years. But what happened in those 3 years was that my body got used to really hard training, and I slowly built up the distances. Even though I was still doing just sprint distance triathlons, I was training more. And then what happened after 3 years is I jumped up to Olympic distance racing, and the speed was still there. I went from a 107 PB in a sprint to a 114 PB in an Olympic. And then the very next year, again, a 4:46:46 in an Ironman, because I had spent 3 years focusing on that base of speed and learning how to be a triathlete at a shorter distance, which made it much more manageable. And it allowed me to cut out a whole lot of the variables of nutrition, of endurance, of huge volumes, and build a structure of learning what types of training my body responded well to, and how I needed to structure my training to make sure I didn't get injured, just learn my body and learn the sport in general. So start slow to finish fast, and build up from a strong base at shorter distances. That's the tip of the day. That was a good one. Okay, that's the bike for today. I'll bring you with me for the 4-mile run so you can see just how pleasant it is out there in winter pit. Let's go do that. We gotta hurry up. My buddy's on TV. 4 miles until a rest week. 30 minutes until a rest week. Mile 1, I wish I was done. Ooh, it's slippery. Mile 2, I feel like poo, and I'm at the turnaround. Mile 3, you don't want to be me. Mile 4, I'm ready to lie on the floor. Big hill. Oh boy. Alright gang, that's it. It is rest week. Thanks for putting up with me all week while I was a bitch. I'm gonna get so much faster over rest week. Time to watch my buddy curl. That's man actually. Have a spectacular day.